Outlast Trials is not Outlast 3. So Outlast Trials officially released about last week, and although it is the third installment of the franchise, it is not Outlast 3. And here is everything we do know about Outlast 3. Outlast Trials was basically an idea for a DLC mode that ended up turning into its own game. Now I know what you're thinking, it has been 7 years since Outlast 2, so what is taking them so long to release Outlast 3? And the answer is in front of our face, and that is because of Outlast Trials. It seems they wanted to be able to dip their toes into a more replayable multiplayer game. And since they couldn't figure it out with the DLC mode, they basically just decided to make Outlast Trials. Now, I'm not saying Outlast 1 and 2 aren't replayable games. I have played them multiple times, but what I am saying is that the general gamer will only play a single player game once versus a multiplayer game with friends that isn't necessarily story mode only, where people are much more likely to keep playing over a long period of time. And that's why they went in that direction. Already, if you compare the playtime from the average player for Trials versus the first 2 games, it's over 4 times the amount. Don't get me wrong, for those of you who want Outlast 3, I am on your side. I want more of that original Outlast aura and will be patiently waiting for them to craft yet another masterpiece. The story has also become so much more intricate because of Outlast Trials as well as their comic series. This whole franchise is a beautiful piece of art that we cannot rush. We can look at Outlast Trials as a place for them to experiment with new technology. There were many different mechanics that they added as well as new AI for Outlast Trials that should be implemented into Outlast 3. Now while some people have been absolutely bashing Outlast Trials for being a cash grab, that couldn't be further from the truth. Outlast Trials literally meshed Outlast into a multiplayer game. At that, they did it very well with very minimum bugs. Yes, there are bugs, but not more than the average game on release. The people hating on this game, I don't think they realize how hard it is to really do what they did, and why it's so good. On top of that, they didn't leave out the story completely, they still decided to add intricate details left around the maps, and even gave us some more iconic Outlast characters to enjoy. If they really were just doing a cash grab, we would have just gotten some half-ass Outlast 3 released 4 years ago. I don't see why they would go through all this work to make a very difficult game if it was just a cash grab. The detail and effort put into Outlast Trials far exceeds its predecessors. Is it my favorite game? No. I still think the first 2 clear as it's quality over quantity for me, but the way Outlast Trials was so intricately built and the quality of the game, along with running very smoothly, cannot be ignored. If Outlast Trials also was really a cash grab, we'd have to be paying for so much DLC. Luckily, all the new missions we've been getting have been free, and it seems that they will continue to do so. So far, the only DLC we've gotten is the Reagent Starter Pack, and that's literally just a couple cosmetics. Although I was not happy with that, that's literally all they've done, and it's purely cosmetic, so I literally have no issue with that. That's really if you just want to further support the game. When you compare it to a game like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they're releasing a character, charging you for it, releasing a skin, charging you for it, releasing weapon skins, charging you for it, and also executions and charging you for it, that's a cash grab. This game is by no means the definition a cash grab. If you are enjoying Outlast Trials, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want more Outlast Trials content, make sure to subscribe. If not, Miss Gooseberry will come for you when you sleep. They even took the time to make the waiting lobby one of the best waiting lobbies ever. You can play chess and arm wrestling and be able to visit each other's sleeping rooms. Also, if you want to put your arm wrestling to the test, I will be hosting an arm wrestling tournament on March 16th at 12 PST. If you are interested, make sure to join the Discord down below. While Outlast 3 details have not been made, shortly after Outlast 2, they were confirming that Outlast 3 would be made. Of course, things changed and they decided to go with Outlast Trials, because of the reasons stated earlier, being testing and a more replayable game. Now let me clarify that the developers did not specifically state that being the reason why they did that, but it makes the most sense. The developers have also gone on to correct people for calling Outlast Trials Outlast 3, which further indicates that they do plan on making an Outlast 3. Also, if you didn't know, Outlast Trials is a prequel as the events take place before either of the first 2 games. I believe they used Outlast Trials for the multiplayer experience and just to add some more background to the original game. It would be like if in between episode 4 and 5 of Star Wars, they just released Rogue One. Technically, it would be the 5th movie, but it's not Star Wars Episode 5. Just like Outlast Trials is technically the 3rd game, it's not Outlast 3. For an Outlast 3, I wouldn't expect it anytime soon, but you should be able to expect it coming at some point. If you are disappointed that Outlast Trials isn't exactly Outlast, I feel you. But if you think it's a lazy excuse of a game, then womp womp, move on. A lot of the community is loving it, especially me, and I'm glad we can enjoy this game together. Hope this video cleared things up for anyone who thought this might be the last game or the 3rd Outlast.